Rightio, so in this video, I'm going to teach you how to start your entrepreneur journey while you're in university. Because here's the thing. When I was in university, I think late 2021, I started to get interested in entrepreneurship. I was very interested in, breaking free of the traditional system, doing what I was interested in, doing what I loved, while also being able to live anywhere and make a fuck ton of money, to be honest, while doing it. And so entrepreneurship was calling out to me. But the thing is, for about a year and a half, 2022 to mid 2023, I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to make a business, but I literally did nothing. I just consumed content online from all these different content creators about entrepreneurship. I felt like I wasn't ready. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to start. Should I do drop shipping? Should I do an agency? Should I do this bullshit? I had no clue what to do. So hopefully in this video, I can make things very, very clear to you and tell you exactly what you need to do to get started on your journey. Because honestly, if I started a year and a half earlier on my journey, I would be way further than I am now. So right now in my entrepreneurship journey, I'm about a year and a half in. I'm making enough money that I can be unemployed. But I'm not like super rich or anything, but I'm getting there. I'm like making progress and things are becoming so clear on the journey I need to take. So hopefully I can at least help that beginning version of me at least get started and gain clarity in what he needs to do. So yeah, in university, I studied engineering, but not because it's what I love to do, but one, because of the money. It made a ton of money, at least for a job. And the other thing is because, I kind of like science and maths, so engineer was kind of related. And the other thing was for status. And so if that's the kind of stuff you want, you can get it way easier with online business, to be honest, because I started my online business while I was in university and I made a ton of progress while I was doing my engineering degree. So it's possible. So I'm going to give you those tips here on how to get started. And maybe I'll make another video in the future, how to balance those two things. So let me know in the comments if that's something you want to see. So I think one of the biggest insights I realized was you cannot learn until you start. That's the biggest insight I had. I kind of see it like riding a bike. You can study how to ride a bike for 1,000 hours on YouTube, on the internet, until you actually sit your ass down on that bike and begin the motions of moving the bike, you will never learn how to ride a bike. And in fact, it doesn't matter how many hours of research you do before you hop on that bike, you're going to be at point zero when you get on that bike. So for example, I wanted to start my YouTube channel for about a year before I actually started. And to be honest, when I started that YouTube channel, I was at ground zero. I had all this knowledge in my head on how to make a YouTube channel, how to talk to camera, how to market, all these things. But when I started, I was back to zero. And the learning didn't begin until I started. Because to learn, you need to have something you're working on. You need to have something that you can improve. So the biggest mindset that I had was, don't learn to gather all this knowledge. This is what we learn in school. We learn that if you want to learn something, you just need to study it. You need to study the textbook. You need to memorize a bunch of shit. But the reality is that's not how you learn. The reality is you learn to solve problems. So this is what you do. You begin your business, and I'll tell you what exactly to do in a bit. But you begin your business, and when you hit a roadblock, when you reach something that you don't know how to solve, that's where you learn. That's where you go read books. That's where you go into YouTube. That's where you get a coach, learning in the usual ways. But what I did was I spent a year and a half gaining all this knowledge. I was reading a bunch of random different books, The Millionaire Fast Lane, The 4-Hour Workweek. And don't get me wrong, these books are nice. These books are good. But they're not going to help you start. The only way to actually make progress is to start. You could honestly read these books like a year into your journey. But until you actually start, you're not going to make any progress. Yeah, basically, you just want to create. And then when you hit a roadblock. So you might think like, oh, bro, but I don't know what business to start. Should I start an agency? Should I start this? What should I do? But the biggest thing I learned was that it doesn't matter what you start. You don't really need to know what you want to do when you start. When I started my first product, right, it was like a random random community that I made. I changed it after a couple months. I've tried a whole bunch of different products, a whole bunch of different businesses. You don't really know what kind of business you want to do until you try a bunch of different shit and you see what works. Because until an idea is useless. This is what I learned from trying this. An idea An idea literally means nothing. Until you actually execute the idea and do it, it means nothing. Like something I read, I think, a bunch of people, they have all these crazy ideas about business. They're like, oh, bro, I want to, create this app that takes a picture of my fridge and tells me what I should cook for dinner. Or, all these crazy ideas. People think they need these like mind-blowing, revolutionary ideas to make a business. But the reality is to hit, 100K a month, 10K per month, you can literally just do what's already working. This is a big thing people say. You can just do what's already working. You can be a fitness coach and hit 100K per month. You don't need to like revolutionize the world. So focusing on because like literally any business model will work, to be honest. If you want to make 100K per month of drop shipping, go ahead. You want to make 100K per month being a fitness coach, go ahead. It's all going to work. It's all going to work. But you just need to put in the reps. Basically what I like to think of it as like, is just focus on building skills. When you build these skills, they can be applied to a bunch of different areas. For example, there are 4 evergreen skills, so-called, that I learned from Dan Coe that he says will always be needed and that are applied to every single business. So they are writing, speaking, marketing, and sales. If you're very good at writing, content, writing, copy and stuff, if you're very good at speaking on camera, speaking skills, and you're good at marketing and sales, you can make money with any business. You can make money with a clothing business. You can make money as a fitness coach. Just learn those skills, and it doesn't matter if your first business fails. You'll have the skills required to succeed in other businesses. Again, this goes back to just starting. Just start and learn those skills: sales, marketing, speaking, writing, and you can apply it to any business, right? So what you want to do is you want to become the type of person who has the skills of a successful business. So you take any successful businessman, Mr. Beast or whatever. I don't know why Mr. Beast example. If he lost everything today, including his fame, no one knew who he was. He lost his whole channel. He lost everything. He could make a ton of money very, very fast because he's got the skills required. You take a successful content creator and you take away their channel, you take away their status, they can regrow that channel very, very fast because they have the skills. So focus on building the skills. And, whatever product you end up doing in a year is probably not what you're going to expect. That's what I realized. In 2 years, I have no clue what product I'm going to be making, because you don't know. Basically, it's just a journey of pivoting. You try one thing. After a few weeks, you realize the reality of it, and things become much more clear. Then you pivot, and then you pivot, and then you pivot, and you pivot. And you keep going till you find something that clicks, that works. And but the thing is, when I first started, I think one of my first businesses that I ever attempted was like an agency for like dentist owners or something. I know this is a big thing. I think Iman Gaji taught this to me, and it's like, I don't know why I even went down that route. But, and you change and you try other things. I'll tell you in a bit which starting point really resonated with me. But yes, I'll tell you what I think is if you're really overthinking, what is probably the best starting point to do. And that's what's making content. Now you might think like, oh bro, I don't want to be a YouTuber or some shit. Literally any kind of content. If you prefer writing, remember I talked about the evergreen skills: speaking, writing, marketing, and sales. So literally you can start with writing on X, for example, and you can make tweets. You can start with writing on like Instagram threads. Writing you can do on Instagram as well. You can like write scripts and like speak over them, whatever. But if you prefer speaking, make a YouTube channel, make TikTok, YouTube Shorts. Now this might seem like, oh, what's the point? I don't want to be an influencer, bro. But social media, at least what I'm seeing based on my understanding, is the biggest opportunity of this generation. Because now what you can do is you can make content and you build an audience, let's say 10,000 people, couple thousand people, and these people will like you. They'll gain value from you, and they'll want to buy your products. Imagine you have an audience of like, let's say, there's a concept called 1,000 True Fans. It's an article, a marketing article called 1,000 True Fans. Go read it if you're interested. Basically, what it talks about is don't focus on those millions of followers that you're gonna gain, because 99% of those followers, they're gonna follow your videos, but they're not gonna be super devoted to you. But there's 1% of people out there, 1% of your audience on your content that are gonna love your shit. They're gonna be true fans. They're gonna buy everything that you sell, and that's who you should focus your attention onto, at least according to this article. that 1% of your audience that's going to be super fans. And so imagine that. Imagine you have, let's say, 10,000 followers, 1,000 followers, which is definitely achievable within like a year. And let's say 1% of them are true fans. So you've got 10 true fans, 100 true fans. Those guys will buy whatever you release. You literally like release a product where you'll help them with literally any skill you want to help them with. Let's say you want to help them study better. You say, hey guys, I can help you study. And here I'm selling a product. Those true fans will be like, I love this guy. He's given me so much value. I'm going to buy his product and I'm going to get help from him one-on-one, or I'm going to get help with his, ebook that he's releasing. So these 1,000 true fans will love you so much that they'll buy your stuff. So that's why content is literally the best thing in the modern day, because you produce content and your customers come to you. If you're not producing content, then this is how you get customers. Either one, you got to put ads out there, or two, you've got to cold DM like 100 people a day. I would rather produce a piece of content, which I literally enjoy, than to cold DM 100 people a day. And it's exponential. Like literally, I've gotten to the point where like if I say like, hey, book a call with me, my calls will book out pretty much instantly. So I've got so many potential customers that I never really have to worry again because I have the audience. So literally, if you focus on building the audience, it might seem slow because it might take like 6 months till you get to the point where you get your first customer. But like literally anyone can grow their audience to tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of followers. I know I'm going to reach 100,000 followers soon. It's all going to happen. It's completely possible. Maybe I sound like I'm flexing or something, but that's not my intention. I just want to help that version of me who was so lost he didn't know where to start. So yeah, you could start with an agency. You could start drop shipping. You could start ordering products from China and like putting them out. You could start a coffee shop, whatever, go to the street corner and sell coffee. But the reason content resonated with me so much is once you get over your fear of speaking on camera, I used to think like, oh bro, I'm never going to speak on camera. I'm so shy. I'm not a camera person, bro. Once you get over that fear, or once you get into writing, there's a concept called the niche is you, where basically if you just be yourself and talk about your own development, your own interests, people follow you because they like your perspectives. They like your view of the world. So I can literally talk about whatever interests I want. And the people who are my 1,000 true fans will resonate with what I'm talking about. So that's the whole idea. I'm making a video now on business when previously I made videos on studying. And sure, a lot of my audience is not going to resonate with this kind of video, but like the few people like you still watching, they're like into this kind of thing that I'm into. And so these are the guys who I really want to cultivate in my audience. So I literally just talk about my interests and I attract the people who resonate with that. That's why I think content is so powerful. Because in the future, if I got into, for example, it's like, oh, bro, I really want to get into, I want to document my journeys traveling in China, which is something I want to do, go to China. And I wanted to document my journeys there. So I don't really have to worry about getting customers. I don't have to worry about marketing. I don't have to worry about sales as much. I don't have to worry about what product I'm making because I can just do a bunch of different products, try a bunch of different stuff. Every few months, I try to launch a new product. This year, I'm going to launch new products. And your content is literally fun and it's purposeful. Talking about your interests, helping the people you genuinely care about. My channel is focused on helping younger me. And I genuinely care about him because I know the pain he went through. So I can really relate to him. When I tried to make that agency for dentists, I don't give a shit about dentists. Bro, go do your own shit, dentist. I don't care about dentists. So the business was not purposeful for me. It was like, I wasn't waking up like, let's go help these dentists scale. Like, let's go sell coffee to the street corner people. But no, like now I'm like literally like, up till 3 a.m. sometimes, like, oh, this video is going to really help younger me, like, get out of this problem he's facing. So content creation called to me. And, and it was like the biggest personal development of my entire life. You want to keep developing yourself. You want to continue to be on self-improvement. Start a business. Produce content. All your insecurities, all your limiting beliefs will come face to face with you. And you will have to face them. Every time you get stagnant in your business, it's some kind of limiting belief inside you that you need to discover and destroy. You're literally putting yourself out there. Your confidence is going to skyrocket. Your communication skills are going to skyrocket. Trust me, I thought I was never, ever going to even like talk on camera to myself, let alone to post it on the internet. Bro, this is so far out of my understanding of myself. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Like a few years ago, I would not have imagined I would be doing this. And so that's why I think business is like the biggest self-development you can do. Like, I think I saw a quote. It was like, once you solve a problem in your life, then you help other people solve it. And that's literally what business is. People think business is like, oh, it's a scam, bro. You know, you're just like, you know, you're doing all this shit. Business is literally just like you pick your own problem in the world and you solve it. That's all it is. And literally there are millions of problems out there in the world. Like the definition of entrepreneurship, you could say, is like solving problems. So if a problem exists out there in the world, you can solve it and you can make a business around it. Obviously that's way too oversimplistic. But the point is, it's just a skill of letting people know that you can solve that problem for them. That's what business is. So because of that, like leadership is the next step after personal development. You develop yourself and then you help others get to where you are. And it will take your development to the next level. It's insane. But yeah, like there's a quote from Ali Abdaal. He says like, produce one piece of content a week and in 2 years, your life will change forever. You'll never have to worry about money again. And I'm starting to realize just how true that is. Now, obviously, you need to like improve your content. You need to study marketing. You need to, improve your content. But I'm sure you're already pretty good at learning skills. Bro, I was improving on Counter-Strike back in the day. I have 1,000 hours on Counter-Strike. If you can get better in Counter-Strike, you can get better in online business. It's literally a video game. It's literally a skill you can learn. Again, I talked about those 4 skills: speaking, writing, marketing, and sales. You can literally learn those 4 skills as if you were getting to global elite in Counter-Strike. You can literally just learn it on the internet, books, YouTube. Obviously, getting courses and coaches will help you a lot. Which is when I started doing that, I started getting a lot more progress. But you can learn it all for free. We live in the information age where all information is free out there. I scaled my YouTube channel literally with free information. So you can do it. There's nothing holding you back. I hope that's what I want to convey in this video. Just start. And as long as you don't give up, you'll make it. That's pretty much it. You might be completely lost at the beginning, but when you start, you'll like illuminate the path, and at least you'll know your next step. And you might think, oh, but what if I do it for a couple of weeks and I change direction? That's good. You had to go through those first few weeks to know that you had to change direction. That's what I realized. Every time you change direction, you're not quitting. You're just pivoting, right? Don't quit, pivot. I guess that's the quote. So yeah, you literally have to be patient as fuck. Most people give up on online business because they're not getting results. So you need to be patient. Obviously, a big thing is enjoying the process. That's why I love content, because you can enjoy the process. It's fun. Like making this video, I'm noticing I've been talking for 20 minutes and it's felt like, it's been fun. I'm actually having fun here, to be honest. Writing this video was a bit painful, but I'm having fun speaking it. So obviously, if you enjoy the process, it's easier. But you have to be patient. Like when I first started, my goal was 10K per month. It was a goal that I got from Hamza, I guess. 10K per month in like 2 to 3 years. That was my goal. I didn't set a $100 per month goal. I didn't set a 5K per month goal. 10K per month in 2 to 3 years, because the thing is, growth is exponential. In all personal development, growth is exponential, but especially in business. I think it happened like this. I was making $0 in the first month. Second month, $0, then $0, $0, $0, $0, and then $1,000. And then I think like another $1,000, and then back to like $100. So it's like completely unpredictable. But sometimes you'll go through periods where you're making 0, 0, 0, 0. Or if you're making content, then you're going to be getting 0 followers, 0, 0, 0. And it's going to seem like nothing's happening. But then you have these exponential events where suddenly you're on like 10K per month. Suddenly you explode. So you really do have to be patient and trust the process. I know it's like you see that quote all the time, like trust the process, bro. But it's so true. You got to like keep putting in the reps, keep making the mistakes. Every time you make a mistake, you head in the right direction. Every time you try something which you end up pivoting away from, you're headed in the right direction. So as long as you don't give up, you will eventually succeed. And that's my mindset. Like I told myself I was going to try this for 2 years before I went back to the safe path of engineering. The safe path. Is it even safe? But I told myself I would try it for 2 years. And I thought by 2 years I would get more clarity. And it hasn't been 2 years yet. But I have way more clarity right now. And I know that I can make it work. At the beginning, I was clueless. I had zero confidence in myself. And that's completely normal. As long as you don't give up, you will start to develop confidence in yourself. And you'll start to gain way more clarity on if it works or not. And I think, personally, it can work for anyone. And we live in an age where it's easier than ever. We've got the internet, which literally can connect people through content. Everyone's a consumer nowadays. Everyone consumes, bro. If you go from consuming to creating, you're ahead of everyone else, and you will succeed in this modern day because everyone's a consumer. So begin creating. Create content. Create random products. It's kind of like, I think I saw a quote. It's like, don't chase money, but like create money trees that attract money. I think I butchered the quote, but I guess what it means is money trees is like learn the skills. So learn speaking, writing, marketing, sales, so that you can make any product work, but also make a product that works. Don't focus on like making money. Focus on like giving value to people. Like imagine this. Imagine you got to the point where you could literally take someone who was, let's say, fat, and then in a couple months transform their physique. That's insanely valuable. That's super valuable. People would pay thousands of dollars for that kind of transformation. Now, all you need to do is use speaking, marketing, writing, and sales to convey to people that you have this value and you can help them. There are like millions of people out there who would pay thousands for that kind of transformation. You just have to be able to get your message in front of them and convince them that you're the one who can help them. So you have to make yourself into that kind of person who can help people. And you don't have to be some kind of like, expert. As long as you can help someone go through a transformation. Going from literally not going to the gym to going for a couple months and making a transformation, that's valuable. And you can help people achieve that if you've only been going to the gym for like a year. So you don't have to be some kind of expert. You just, like I said earlier, you just have to solve a problem in the world. That's it. So it might be controversial when I say like start with content, but it's a huge development. If you even produce, let's say, 50 YouTube videos, it will develop you a lot. And you won't even know if you enjoy making content until you try it. Literally, I thought I would hate it until I tried it, bro. I thought I would hate it until I tried it. And then when I tried it, I was like, this is so fun, bro. This is so fun. And I know through content, I never have to worry about money again. I never have to worry about what niche to do. I never have to worry about what product to do because I've got this audience who are there for me. Not the whole audience, a small proportion, those true fans, they're there for me. They're not there because of some product I have or something. They're there for me, and they'll follow me around as long as I keep giving them value. They're not there for me. They're there for the value I'm giving them. But the point I'm trying to make is, content is literally a cheat code these days, bro. This is the first time I'm making something like this. See you later.